So this week we're going to see two Jordan 11 lows released. On Thursday, May 6th, we're going to have the women's exclusive in the orange citrus colorway, and the very next day we're going to have a men's legend blue. Both retail for $185. And I actually think that's kind of brilliant by Jordan Brand releasing them on back-to-back days. So in today's video, what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you how to cop this sneaker, and then I'm going to give you some resale predictions and give you my thoughts on this release, on if this is going to be an easy cop or if this is going to be a hard cop no matter which sneaker you're going after. I would like to welcome back all my returning viewers and subscribers. Thanks so much for stopping by on the channel, showing your support. We're growing every single day, guys. I really appreciate it. If you're new here though, and you do like content on sneakers, gear, and sports related items, make sure you hit that subscribe button and you hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop videos and you don't miss anything. Also, if you end up liking this video, please make sure that you smash that like button for me because it really does help the channel out tremendously. Now, we're getting two Jordan 11 low releases this week, and in my opinion, I don't really think it matters that, one's a woman and one's a men's pair. I don't really think that matters so much anymore when it comes to sneakers like this. Now, if it was a women's exclusive and it's a bright pink colorway, yes, a lot of men probably aren't going to go after that. Some will, you know what I mean? But nowadays, it's all like unisex sizing, so, you know what I mean? Like, men are going to go after this orange pair, men are going to go after this blue pair, and I think women are too. I know several women that actually want to get that legend blue colorway over the orange citrus. So, I mean, I don't really think it matters as much as it used to, and it's not really frowned upon anymore the way that it once was back in the day. So throw that all out the window, guys, when it comes to copping sneakers, because men and women go after pretty much everything now, especially in today's age when it's just so hard to get almost everything. Now, at the time of this recording, I don't see many raffles open for the orange citrus. Now, on the Legend Blue side, I do see some open on Hibbett, also Finish Line. Now, they don't really do the actual raffle online anymore. They're giving out tickets in store and stuff like that, and they've been doing that for the past few weeks. So you definitely want to check with Finish Line, check with all your major retailers on any raffles that might be open so that you can, get this sneaker through a raffle, if you're lucky enough to actually hit, because that's the easiest way to cop. So definitely check into all that. And releasing at 10 a.m. Eastern, we're going to have Finish Line, JD Sports, Champs, DTLR, YCMC, Snipes, Shoe Palace, East Bay, and Foot Locker. Now, when it comes to these retailer websites like Foot Locker, Finish Line, Champs, JD Sports, all those places, I've said it a million times, these websites suck. You know what I mean? They're normally heavily botted. The websites are just terrible. You have to sit in the queue most of the time. Most of the time you never get through, and if you do, by the time you do, everything's sold out and you can't add the sneaker to cart. However, when it comes to this orange citrus sneaker, this has released in the past. I believe it was 2001, and I think around 2014 they had grade school sizes in the same colorway. And what's left out on the market in dead stock condition for that, they're only sitting to be around $250. Now we're talking about a sneaker that hasn't retroed in 20 years. Now it is a woman's exclusive. Normally they're not worth as much as the men pairs, but I don't see a lot of bots and resellers going after this sneaker because there's not a lot of profit to be had in this sneaker. After it releases and stuff like that, it's probably only going to sit around $220, maybe $230 or $240, depending upon the size. So you know what I mean? They're only really going to make $20 off each one. Now, there's definitely resellers that definitely want that $20. Don't get me wrong. So you will have some sort of that reseller, mentality, bots going after this sneaker. But I actually think this is probably going to be an easy sneaker to cop for retail if you just put in a little bit of work and a little bit of time. Now, in my opinion, I believe that the best place to try to cop this sneaker that gives you the greatest chance is going to be the Nike Sneakers app. Now, I know how it is, guys. You're always going to take more L's than dubs here, but I do believe that they're going to have the most amount of stock, and I think this is, probably going to give you the best chance to cop. So what I recommend is probably getting into a foot site queue somewhere like Foot Locker or multiple websites like that, and then going over the Nike Sneakers app and putting in your claim. Because they're doing draws now, so you'll have 10 minutes to enter in your entry and the sneaker size that you want. So, you know what I mean? You take your chances with the sneakers app. If you don't hit, you still have a chance at a foot site and stuff like that if you do catch an L on the Nike Sneakers app. Now, it seems like the sneakers app is going to be doing draws for any hype release or anything decent coming out. And I actually think that this is a good idea. A lot of people actually don't like this, but in my opinion, I think it's great because you can go to a Foot Locker and sit in a queue and set up all your queues, and then 5 minutes later, go to the sneakers app and put in your claim. Before, when they were just doing the Leo drops, which means let everybody order, you had to, put in your claim on the sneakers app in the first couple of minutes or you were guaranteed an L pretty much. So now it does increase your chances a little bit. You do have other options and stuff like that. So I actually think this is a good thing. So moving on, releasing the very next day on May 7th, we have the Jordan 11 Low in the men's Legend Blue colorway. Retail price tag $185 on this sneaker. Now, just like I said about the orange citrus pair, what you're gonna wanna do is visit all your favorite retailers online, see if they have any open raffles you can get into, like Hibbett, the Flex app, Finish Line, things like that. If you don't see any information on their websites, see if they're doing some in-store raffle tickets or something like that. You wanna give yourself every advantage so you could easily cop this sneaker without going through the headache of trying to cop on release day. But on release day at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, this sneaker is going to be available at the following retailers. You're gonna have Finish Line, JD Sports, Dick's, DTLR, YCMC, East Bay, Snipes, Shoe Palace, Foot Locker, Jimmy Jazz, and Champs. Now, in my opinion, I actually believe that it's going to be a little bit harder to cop the Legend Blue than it was the day prior for the Orange Citrus. And the reason being is that men and women who caught the L on the Orange Citrus are going to be going after this one the very next day as like a consolation prize. So if you caught the L on Thursday, on Friday you have another chance to cop another sneaker. But the same problems are still going to exist here when you're dealing with retailers like Foot Locker, Champs, East Bay, places like that. The websites are still going to suck. You're probably not going to get through the queue, and if you do get through, it's probably going to be sold out or you won't be able to add to cart or buy the sneaker manually. So my advice is still going to be the same. You do want to get into as many of those queues as possible to increase your chances, and then 4 or 5 minutes after you do that, while the Nike Sneakers app has their 10-minute draw open, put in your claim there in the shoe size that you want, and hope for the best. Now, I think that this sneaker is going to be easy to obtain, but not like super easy. And I know I'm kind of talking out of both sides of my mouth, but when you look at a release like the Jordan 4 University Blue, that was impossible to cop manually. And 99% of us caught the L on the Nike Sneakers app. But then you see something like the Jordan 13 Red Flint, that was really easy. I know a lot of people who, caught multiple dubs, at multiple places for that sneaker. I think that this release is going to sit somewhere in the middle. It's not going to be as hard as the University 4, but it's not going to be like super easy like the Red Flint either. So somewhere in the middle. Now, when it comes to resale predictions, I sort of touched on this on the Orange Citrus. I believe that these are going to sit around like $220, $230 after the release, once people start getting pairs in the mail and stuff like that. That's where I think it's going to sit at, especially because, the OG pairs, the ones that are still available in dead stock, are only going for like $250. I don't see this being worth more than that. And normally women's exclusive sneakers are worth a little bit less than the men's pairs. So, if you do happen to catch an L and you want to cop this sneaker for $220 or something like that after it releases, it's not going to be that bad. This is not going to be something that resellers buy 300 pairs of or anything like that. Bots are still probably going to go after it, but it won't be crazy or anything like that, because this is not a very, very hype sneaker. Now, when it comes to the men's low Legend Blue colorway, I think that this is a fantastic hold. And personally, I love Jordan 11 lows. I have a ton of them. And the reason why I like them is because, in my opinion, I believe that it's a great summer sneaker. And long term, I believe that Jordan 11 lows are great long-term holds. Now, let's look at some of the past Jordan 11 lows that released for men. Now, the most notable one, the most recent one that comes to mind for me is the Jordan 11 Low Concord Bread. Now, when this sneaker came out last June, I believe it wasn't that hyped. A lot of people, passed on it. It sold out, but it didn't sell out in the first minute. It took like 10 minutes for it to sell out and stuff like that. And that sneaker retailed for $185. And sitting on the resale market currently in my size 8, on StockX, the lowest ask is $284, and that's before fees and everything. So that's like a $300 sneaker basically. And then if you look back at something from 2019, we have the snakeskin low. And once again, that did a little bit better than the Concord Bread right out of the gate as far as resale goes. But in my size, a size 8, that's going for $365 is the lowest ask. Then they have the black snakeskin light bone sitting in my size. That's $350. So $185. These sneakers are great long term, as far as holding and reselling, but they are not great short term. So resellers shy away from these most of the time. So, I do think that you do have a great chance to cop this sneaker for retail. If you want to hold these long term, I think they're great for that. But if you're just looking to make a couple of bucks really, really quick, this ain't it. But guys, I want to hear from you. I want to know what your opinions are about these two releases. Are you going after the Orange Citrus? Are you going after the Legend Blue? Are you passing on both sneakers? Comment down below and let me know what you think about these. I would like to thank you all for taking the time out and spending the time watching this video. I really, really appreciate the support, guys. I appreciate you so much. Before you guys bounce out, if you haven't already done so, hit that like button for your boy. And if you're new or you haven't yet already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you never miss any content on sneakers, gear, or sports related items. And until next video, peace.